Hello everyone, I'm Glenn Yang, a lecturer of English at BUCT, Beijing University of Chemical Technology. I'm going to lead you through both Week 9 and Week 10. This is Lesson 1. During this week, we'll be focused on cause and effect essays, and we're going to cover all of these points in this slide. But in Lesson 1, we're going to finish the first 3. Now, look at the quotation by Carl Sagan, a famous US astronomer. The whole sentence sounds a little sad, but let's focus on the first bit. Every kid starts out as a natural-born scientist. When we were little, we were as curious as great scientists. Now think back in time, how curious were you when you were little? I believe most children would raise some questions whenever they are curious about something. Sometimes they would ask so many questions that parents would be annoyed. Now think about your childhood. What kind of question did you often ask your parents? Did you ever ask these questions? Dad, why does the bird fly? Mommy, why do stars twinkle? There could be so many questions like this. Almost in every household, there is a curious baby asking why questions. Actually, they're exploring the reason or cause. Now, look at this picture. A little baby opens the washing machine and is putting his head into it. Maybe he or she is doing an experiment to test a theory. After watching clothes being washed there a few times, he or she is wondering whether he or she could get the hair washed too. What a silly but cute baby. Did you ever do anything like this in your childhood? It looks silly in adults' eyes, but it's children's way to explore what will happen as a result of something, their way to seek the effect. Both the cause and effect are the focus during this week. Through this week, we'll be able to understand what causes and effects are, and we'll be able to find out causes and effects when reading an article or before writing. We'll also be able to understand and analyze how cause and effect essays are organized. In addition, we'll be able to use the appropriate pattern when we write our own essays. Last but not the least, we'll be able to learn to use transitional expressions properly to achieve coherence in cause and effect essays. Before writing cause and effect essays, we need first to know what causes and effects are and figure them out. Now let's work on some tasks. Task 1. Think about 3 possible reasons for childhood obesity. It seems that there are more and more overweight children, like the one in this picture. It is the problem of obesity. It could cause high blood pressure, diabetes, and other diseases which were not common in children before. Obesity not only does harm to their physical health, but also to their psychological well-being. Overweight children are more likely to be laughed at by their peers and have no friends. They also tend to lack self-confidence. To solve such a problem, we need to find out why they are overweight. It is rather easy to find out 2 factors. Eat a lot, but exercise a little. On the one hand, they're taking too many calories from food and drinks. On the other hand, there's a little activity to metabolize the calories, which accumulate and finally become fat. In addition to these 2 factors, what could be a third one? Think a minute. Have you noticed that some people simply cannot lose weight, no matter how much exercise they do or how little they eat? They need to consult professionals, like doctors. There's something wrong with their body. The problem could be inherited from their parents or grandparents. There could also be a hormone disorder, which should be treated with appropriate medicine. So far, we've got three factors to explain childhood obesity, namely three causes for childhood obesity. A take-home message here is that the issues we have are usually complicated, and it's not wise to simplify causes. Okay, let's move on to task 2 now. Think about what is likely to happen as a result of global warming. As we all know, it's getting hotter and hotter, along with the increasing emission of the greenhouse gas from factories, cars, etc. Global warming has received lots of attention and concerns. The Kyoto Protocol, Copenhagen Accord, and Cancun agreements are clear indicators of concerted efforts across the world to tackle the issue and prevent the situation from becoming worse and worse. The horrible things that are happening and will happen because of global warming are exactly the reasons why we should fight against it. Then what could be the horrible things as a result of a rise in temperature? Let's think about the North Pole and South Pole first. What will happen to them? When the temperature rises, the glaciers and ice will melt, become water, and there will be more and more water going to the sea. Accordingly, the rise in the sea level will pose a risk to seaside cities and the people living there. Secondly, have you realized that it rains more than before, or it becomes drier and drier than before in your own city? Research has found that global warming has shifted the precipitation patterns, bringing about more floods in some areas, but more droughts in other places. Thirdly, due to the changed climate, animals which used to enjoy their habitat are leaving their home and looking for cooler areas, affecting their biological diversity there. All the three horrible things are the possible effects of global warming. Now, let's look at task 3. Think about what is likely to happen in a sequence as a result of a shortage of a certain product on the free market. It's a familiar topic, isn't it? The invisible hand. When a product is rather rare and many people want to buy it, the factory increases its price and therefore gains more money, more profits. The other factories notice it, get jealous, and start to make the same product. And now more and more are made and offered to the market. At some point, the supply is higher than the demand, which means the factories have to compete fiercely against each other in order to sell their own product. One of the promotion strategies is to lower the price. With a lowered price, the factories gain less money for each product sold. Thus, they decrease the profits. Here, we can see a few things can happen because of the shortage of product on the market. These things are the effects of the shortage on the market. Now, think about task 2 and task 3. Both tasks are about effects, but what are the differences? Let's start with task 3. Each effect is a result of a previous effect, the effect before it. All the effects do not happen at the same time, but one after another. We can call it a chain effect. However, in task 2, does melting ice cause shifting precipitation patterns? Maybe not, at least not directly. They are separate effects. All the effects of global warming here can happen almost at the same time. Now, let's review what have many talked about. Task 1 is about the reasons for childhood obesity, the causes for childhood obesity. A cause is a reason why something happened or is happening. Task 2 is about the change to glaciers and ice, precipitation patterns, and animals because of global warming. The effect of global warming. Task 3 is about the change to the price, profit, production, and competition because of a shortage of product, the effect of a shortage of a product. An effect, as both tasks show, is a change as a result of something that happened or is happening. That's all for this lesson. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you again.